wait, now the microphone is on. How did I get here? You might want to know. How am I making a screen recording, which you're going to have to do in order to get credit for this assignment on your iPad? Well, let me show you. I'm just going to click away here, and we're recording it. So to get here, I swipe down from the upper right corner to reveal the control panel, and I pressed and held on the screen recording button. Then I was able to turn on the microphone. So that's how you do it. But how do you put the record button up in the control center? That's a question many of you may be asking. So in order to do that, you need to go into settings. And once you're in settings, scroll down to where it says control center on the left-hand side. The control center panel is revealed, and you choose customize controls. Now, I've already included screen recording, and there are more controls that you may want to add down here. Simply click the plus sign and you can add them to your control center. So that's how I went ahead and added screen recording to the control center. So I'm going to exit the settings menu and get into the subject of today's lesson, which is, again, to show me what type of work you're doing in Photoshop Mix. So I'm going to launch Photoshop Mix, which, if you've completed the last assignment, you already know something about. The tech department has installed it on your iPad. Don't worry, it's free. So I'll go ahead and launch it, and you'll see the splash screen up. I found it to be pretty versatile, but I'll just go ahead and show you that there are a couple of tutorials. Okay, I really don't want to do the tutorial, didn't mean to do that, but you can see that I've done them, and I think they're pretty good. So I'm going to open this image that I've worked on a little bit. I shared it with you, and take you a little bit under the hood. Now, what I want you to do is to take an image and to basically horse around with it, work it to the point where you want it to look, and then go ahead and save it and start a video explaining kind of some of the things that you've done. So again, you're going to do it in Photoshop Mix. Don't record it while you're doing it. I don't want to see your trial and error. What I want to see is a tour of like some of the things that you've done. So if you take a look at the original layer, on March 8th I was in New York, okay, and I blended it with the layer up above. So this is kind of what it looks like. It's a picture from a hotel room of Madison Square Garden on the lower right, and the Hudson River up above with a sunset and some towers. It's a real typical New York scene, but I'll put it back to difference because that's one of the things that I did with the color layer over here, which was blended. So a bit more. On the right panel, I have a number of layers, okay, starting with the lowest layer, which is the original image. You saw a bit of what I did with the original image. As I selected that original image or the mix layer, you can see down at the bottom there are a couple of tools. I fooled with shake reduction, okay, but I'm going to cancel that, okay. I went to blend, I tried that as well, and I did choose a blend screen. You can see that, like, if I choose different ones, it really doesn't change that much now that I have a layer up above, but I'll go ahead and show you that there are a number of looks. I may have changed some of the looks. I kind of did a punch, which is sort of an emboss, okay? And as I click on it, I lowered the opacity a little bit. And left it like that. You can see that you can rotate it or do some of the transform tools here. Looking at this layer, I can go ahead and resize it. Well, I can, like that by dragging the handles on each of the corners. I also added a text layer, so you can see the types of layers that you can add: an image, a text, a color layer. And you can see that I've added all three here with special templates for memes. Please fool around with that if you want, okay? But looking at the text layer, you can see that there's two options, format. When I click on format, there's really a lot of choices here. So I'm just going to go ahead and say, ooh, I like that one better, and I'll go ahead and accept that. And I can go up to the next layer, just like I pictured it, choose format, and likewise, I'll go ahead and choose Avenir next, okay? Don't really like that. Yep, maybe that's a little bit better, okay? And I'll just accept that. So that's my image and some of the things that I did in order to change it. And I think I would be remiss not to conclude with the idea that please pray for and keep the thoughts of all the people who live in New York in your heart and minds. It's a wonderful place, and I can only imagine what they're going through now. But the short of it is, again, I want you to go into Photoshop Mix, take any image that you have, take a composite of things that you have worked with, put it in and experiment by blending and adding layers and adding text and running a short video like I have explaining what you've done. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and swipe down from the corner and stop recording. So here it is. Looking forward to seeing your work. Upload a short video, about 5 minutes or so, and your image. That's it for today. Thank you, and God bless.